Hi, and welcome to Improve Your Voice. My name is Darren McStay, and today we're going to look at ways in which you can prevent vocal strain. Now, straining your voice is essentially straining muscle, and like anyone who uses their muscles for a living, like athletes, builders, boxers, swimmers, anyone who's kind of physical, because we need to remember that the voice and the act of using the voice is a physical deed, and because it's made up of muscles, generally the rules apply the same to any muscle in the body as it does to the voice. So by preventing vocal strain, what we should be looking at is looking at the contributing factors that would cause that in the first place. Often overuse of the voice, or using it too much and not giving it enough rest, could cause some issues. But then, very importantly, in the first place, you need to warm up those muscles, because if you're going to be using them to speak for a period of time or at a high intense level, or if you are a singer and you need to go and perform a show, if you're not warmed up, that's when you start getting injuries and strain. And how do you know if you're overusing your voice or if you've got to the point where it's too much? Well, your body will tell you. You will feel it. You will feel tired physically. Your voice will start to not perform as well as it should. And that's the point. Well, you've already gone past the point of maybe too much. So if you do start getting those, say for example you're rehearsing or practicing and you get to the point where your voice starts to sound tired or hoarse and you feel a bit physically tired, that's the time to stop. Okay, you should stop maybe before that, but I think over time you'll get to know your voice better. So always warming up. I've got a full 20-minute warm-up here, but you're not always going to have the time to do that, a physical warm-up and a full articulation warm-up. So what can you do if you don't have much time yet you still need to get yourself prepared so you don't really strain your voice so much? One of the things you can do is just to hum. You can do this anywhere. You can do it on your way somewhere if you're driving the car on the way to rehearsals, or if you're waiting in a queue for some shopping and you have to prepare your voice to do something afterwards. Wherever you are, you can always hum gently and low, and this is a really great way of just warming up the instrument so it gets ready to perform. And when I say humming, it doesn't have to be loud. It has to be nice and gentle and easy and low and natural. So whatever comes naturally in your voice, like this. Nice and low. Think about low. So if you do that for a few minutes, then you can start playing with it a little more. And start going up and down your range. Not pushing, just nice and gentle. So you can go into falsetto and back down into your head voice, chest voice. So you just go through the different levels. So you can do that for about 5 to 10 minutes and play around with it. That's really going to give you a little head start. So if you need to go straight into speaking or singing, then you've already kind of started to get things working a bit better. But of course, I'd also suggest doing a little bit more. So you can practice if there's not too many people around and you don't feel so embarrassed. You could practice then making the sound by opening your mouth. So start with a hum. Start low, easy, nice and gentle, and then you can start building on it. So and play around going up and down your scale. So if you hum low to high and then open your mouth, high to low as an R, like this. So I'm just doing an octave there. Okay, so maybe this is not one you want to do in a queue if you're in the post office or lining up to buy some shopping or in the takeaway. But it's definitely something you can do in the car. It's definitely something you can do backstage. It's definitely something you can do that will just start to get your voice warmed up. And this is the whole point of not straining your voice, is to be warm. And so if you don't have the time to fully prepare, then at least this is going to give you a little bit more of an edge towards warming your voice up gently and easily. Remember, no pushing, just nice and gentle. Of course, I said in one of my last videos about how to overcome a hoarse voice. I always prefer prevention, and of course this is about how to not strain your voice. So You must remember that the body responds well to being hydrated. It performs much better. Your voice will perform better if your body is hydrated. So you need to be thinking a day before about how much water you're drinking. So if you can drink, more than normal amounts of, say, warm water, just on its own, no caffeine, no tea, no coffee, nothing added to it, just water itself. Warm water is great because it's easier for your body to digest. But it doesn't matter, as long as you're ingesting enough water the day before that your body has an opportunity to absorb it, so then it functions better the next day when you need to use it. Trying to hydrate 20 minutes before you need to perform is not the right time, because you might get dry. Your body might not have time to absorb it and to be hydrated, so it won't function as well as it should, which means that you could then strain your voice by overdoing it. But if your body is hydrated, you have nothing to worry about. But always think about that from the day before. So to prevent vocal strain, always stay hydrated. If you live in a country where you're able to get water on tap, then you are very lucky, very fortunate, and there's no excuses for you to not be hydrated if you're a singer or a speaker. Another thing, when I talk about warming up, it is literally about warming things up, because if you have not been speaking, it's cold, it's inflexible, and your muscles, if you've not been speaking or singing or warming up, yet your voice tends to just be stagnant and it's not been doing much. And I'm literally saying that it could be cooler than if it's being used. Then it's warm, it's ready, prepared. And that's what I mean by warm. It literally is getting warmer, because your vocal folds create friction, and everything, when it's moving and flowing, creates heat, and that's the heat we want to perform with. But we don't want to jump into that. We need to kind of warm up. So the idea of warming up is going from cool gently into a warmer temperature, and that's what we're doing by moving and making sound with our voices. And the last thing I'd like to offer on this is about breath support. And breath support is really going to help how you control the air as it moves out. And vocal strain can happen if you're adding too much tension or adding too much restriction in the path of the airflow. Now, we need to add some restriction to be able to make sounds, form certain vowels and consonants and articulate. But generally, air support is having enough air so that when we do use our diaphragm to move the air out, it flows freely, and we have enough of it that we don't have to then try to restrict in order to push. Basically, if we don't have enough air, we start trying to use other muscles to kind of push and find pieces and sounds. We overwork ourselves, and you see what happened there. My shoulders went up and I started getting tense. This is not a good position because I'm changing the shape of my instrument, my body. And so we want to have everything flowing. So for those of you who are a little unsure, I'll go into this in more detail in another video. But generally, you want to take a little bit more air than usual. A little bit more air than you think. And there's different sorts of music, there's different sorts of speakers, and there's different amounts and lengths of sentences and phrases that you need to sing or speak. But generally, as an exercise, if you can practice taking just a little bit more, just a touch more air than you think you need, you will have enough. And the support, the air itself, because you have a little bit more, will move your intercostals, your ribs out, and your diaphragm down a little bit more, that there's going to be some flexibility and there's going to be some elasticity in helping to push the air back. So air support basically means having enough air. So take a little bit extra, and that's going to help prevent strain, because the body will help push the air through rather than you having to physically try to do it with parts of your body that aren't supposed to be doing that. So that was some basic tips on how you can prevent vocal strain. Of course, I'm always an advocate for my 8-week course, because that goes through everything in detail. There's 8 different sections, there's over 60 exercises which you can take away for the rest of your life, and which will help build your instrument, your body, into the machine that is best prepared to speak or sing. As a vocalist myself, and someone who's been doing this for a long time, I've worked with many voice coaches on myself. I've worked with many singing teachers on myself, and I've gathered together some of the best information and best exercises that have worked for me in the practical real world of performance. So if you'd like to discover how that works, I'm offering the first week of my course, which is on breath, for free if you subscribe to my newsletter. So I think that's kind of a fair deal. You can get some more information from me and some more free videos. Plus, also, I get to know you and we get to have a dialogue together and we get to actually speak. So thanks very much for watching. I'm Darren McStay. This is Improve Your Voice. And until the next time, look after your voice.